Hello everyone, and this video is going to be a 2-for-1 build since the equipment stays the exact same. The only thing that really changes are the decorations. Not even all the decorations, just about maybe a quarter of the decorations get changed. So the difference between the two is the top one, the loadout 4, is the build with crit chance slotted in with everything. If everything gets set up the right way and you hit the weakened spots, we come out to about 55% crit chance. And then the bottom one is just max shelling damage as much as you can possibly get, because our shelling damage also scales off of our base attack. So for the top one, the crit build, we have the Brachydios Buster 2. This is Brachydios' maxed out Gunlance. We have a Handicraft Charm 5. This maxes out our Handicraft, so we have maximum sharpness as much as we can possibly get. As always, the two equipment slots, the mantles, can be chosen to your discretion and your preference. Maybe you want something to deal with fire monsters, or you want a health booster or a cleanser. Those are all perfectly fine. To each their own, based on the situation and what they like to use. So for both builds, the headpiece is going to be the Zora Headgear A. We take this mainly for... Oops, wrong button, excuse me. We take this for the artillery and the artillery secret. The slots are decent. They're nothing to really write home about, but two level 2 slots is pretty good. Sorry, my computer froze for a second. I hope that is not a bad sign of what's to come. Next we have the Zora Hide A. This is Zora Magdaros' chest piece. This again is for the artillery and the artillery secret, and we get a level 3 and a level 1 decoration slot. For the gloves, we have the Uragon Vambraces B. This is so we can get guard as well as guard up from having 2 pieces of Uragon, as well as a level 4 decoration slot. And then for the waist, we have the Zora Spine A. This is mostly for the artillery secret, as well as getting another piece of artillery. With the 3 pieces of Zora headgear, hide, and spine all in their alpha version, it gives us our maxed out artillery, so our Gunlance shells will be doing as much as possible, as well as I believe okay, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. So this just means our shells do as much damage as possible without increasing our attack damage any further, because this is the crit chance build if you want to use this one instead. And then for the last part, the Greaves, we have the Uragon Greaves B. This is for 2 points into guard as well as the guard up, and the slots are pretty good. So with the decorations on this, in the Brachydios Buster, we have an Expert Jewel for extra crit chance. We have the Tenderizer Jewel for weakness exploit. So that way when we hit a weak spot, we gain 10% affinity, so our crit chance goes from 25 to 35, and if we hit a wounded monster part, it goes from 25 to 30, but if it is mixed together, it winds up at 55 total, because we do get another part of Tenderizer, I believe, right? No, never mind. So this maxes out at 45%, give or take. And then of course we have the critical boost jewel. This means when we do crit, we gain a 30% increase to our crit damage. So we just hit a little bit harder. Crit chance does not affect shelling damage, and since shelling can't crit, all the crit chance doesn't matter. This build is mostly focused on poking, and then when you do the slam burst build, or the slam burst combo, because this is a normal shelling Gunlance, our shells do more damage overall, but our shelling damage cannot crit. And then we have a Clutch Claw Boost Jewel. This just means when you do a grapple attack, you have a higher chance of wounding the monster as well as them dropping their slinger ammo. In the level 1 decoration slot on the chest piece, we have another point into critical eye. And then for the Uragan Vambraces, we have a Bombardier critical eye combo jewel. The Bombardier isn't really something we're actively going for, but explosions with Gunlance, so why not more explosions and stronger explosions? This is mostly for when the monster falls asleep and or is paralyzed. You can set up some bombs and do a really big wake up with your Wyvern's Fire. Next we have a magazine jewel. This just makes it so our Gunlance shelling capacity gets an extra +1. I feel like this is a maybe not a mandatory jewel for Gunlance, but it's pretty well sought out for a lot of Gunlance users, myself included. This also helps our Slam Burst combo because when we do the Slam Burst combo, we gain an extra shelling expended upon doing the Slam Burst combo, so it does increase our combo damage. Next we have a Protective Polish jewel. This just means when you sharpen your weapon, you maintain your recovered sharpness level for a set period of time. I believe the time limit is a minute, but do not quote me on that. For the last level 4 decoration slot, we have a Speed Sharpening and Critical Eye combo jewel. The Speed Sharpening just means you sharpen within 3 cycles instead of 4 because we only have 1 point of Speed Sharpening, and Critical Eye just increases our crit chance further. And as always, for the equipment or the mantles, if you have decoration slots, you can put whatever in here you really want. Me personally, I would go for another tenderizer or maybe a critical draw, maybe some physique or refresh just to gain a little bit more comfort. If you have some agitator jewels, those could also be put in there as well to increase your damage further. And now for the raw damage one. The one where it's just all about shelling damage as much as you can get. So for, again, all the equipment is the exact same down to what I have saved for the mantles. Of course, again, you could change those to whatever you want. The only difference comes in the decoration slots themselves. We go for attack boost. Oh, excuse me, I have one left over right there. So the only difference, as I said, is the attack boost. We want as much attack as we can get, so our shelling damage is as high as we can possibly get it. We do not have much crit chance in this, aside from the base 5%. From this Gunlance, I don't think that is... I don't know where that's really coming from. I don't have it in the Gunlance's mods anywhere. So that's a little... I don't know how that got there, but it's there regardless. I'm pretty sure the base affinity is 0% for the Braggadio's Buster. So like I said, the only difference is we go from everything crit related to everything attack related. So in the Braggadio's Buster, we gain an attack jewel. In the headpiece, we gain 2 points into offensive guard. So when we guard last second on an attack, our base attack goes up by 10%. In the Zora hide, we gain a +1 attack boost jewel. In the Vambraces, we gain a grinder attack boost combo jewel. So we gain speed sharpening again, as well as another attack boost. We keep the magazine jewel because slam burst combo, shelling damage, etc., etc. We keep the protective polish because for Gunlance, I feel like this is pretty high in high regard for what you want because shelling goes through your sharpness very quickly. In the last level 4, we have an Iron Wall and Attack Boost combo jewel. This maxes out our guard as well as gives us another point into attack. And then lastly, in the last level 1 decoration slot, we have another attack boost, bringing our attack boost to level 5. So we end up with 5 maxed out skills. The tremor resistance isn't really needed, but you know, it's just kind of there as a hey, you know, an extra bonus thing. We mostly want the attack boost, the handicraft, the artillery, as well as the guard. Obviously, the main point of this build is to get artillery and attack boost as high as we possibly can, but getting 2 points into offensive guard will raise our base attack a little bit more, so our shells will do a little bit more while it is active. I personally will probably be running the attack focused version because it offers more overall uh, versatility in the build, gives you more shelling damage overall, it gives you more guard overall, just so you could play a little bit more defensive if you need to. So overall our attack comes out to 600, and that is not including the extra 10% from offensive guard. So those are the two builds that I have come up with. I will probably be using these Gunlance builds more often than my other build with the Basil Gunlance, even though I like Basil's Gunlance a little bit more because it's a wide shelling Gunlance. I think this one will perform overall better. I hope you all enjoy this build. I hope it serves you well. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.